Saturn stations retrograde on July 26 at 14 degrees of Aries in your chart. As Saturn stations retrograde, our attention is brought to important matters in our lives, things that we are responsible for, where we have commitments, where we need to show up, get things done, work hard. This is the energy of understanding where your priorities lie and why. This is also the energy of looking at, do I still want this? Am I committed to this? Is this the direction I want to go? As Saturn stations retrograde, these messages are louder. In fact, they have been quite pronounced for most of July, as Saturn has been moving very slowly and has been hanging out at the same degree point of 14 degrees. So throughout this month, there have been things coming to your conscious awareness that you have to assess and make decisions around. And in Aries, these are areas of life that are personal to you. Your self-identity is involved, your self-concept, your self-awareness. This is where you're checking in to see, do I still want this? Is this aligned with the future I'm creating? Is this aligned with who I am and how? So you could have some big self-reflection going on here at the end of July as you're taking inventory and stock of the new beginnings that have been underway, especially since February of this year, and looking at where you have put in time, energy, and effort that is paying off, as well as assessing what is no longer needed, no longer important, and no longer worth being on your calendar. In astrology, Saturn is the timekeeper. Saturn is associated with the time on the clock, the time we have every day, every week, every month, and of course every year. And so Saturn brings your attention to what you are doing that is creating your life. And on a daily level, we can lose track of that. We can forget what's important, or we can be doing things, going through the motions and getting things done, and then stop and realize, I don't even care about this anymore. This is a waste of time, but I was responsible for it, or it was something that I had to do. Saturn stationing retrograde is asking you to look clearly at what is important now and to allow yourself to make the necessary changes and to move away from anything that isn't in alignment with your future and a new chapter. Saturn in Aries is about independence, where you have to do more on your own. It can bring about new ways that you want to structure your life or structure your days based on what you value. Saturn relates to strategy and long-term planning. And maybe there have been some things you've been testing and sampling this year. And at the end of July, you're seeing with new levels of awareness what is working, what is good, what can stay, and conversely, what is not working, what is not something you want to keep in front of you. So there's a turning point assessment here. Saturn also moves slowly. So these could be things that you just can't get out of. You just can't separate from quickly. And that can be part of the struggle of Saturn in Aries, because Aries is a fast-moving energy. It wants that immediate gratification. It wants to take action right away. But Saturn slows all that down and says, actually, you've got to stay with this. You've got to stay with the contract, stay with the project. You've got to stay with your commitments. You can't just dash out the door, even if that's what you want to do. And so Saturn in Aries is maturing us. It's maturing our immediate responses and our impulses. It's also requiring us to look at the big picture. So to not only look at what you want right now, but to look at what is playing out over time, what is unfolding here that, again, you can't get away from necessarily. So what are you going to do to work with the fire of Aries in a responsible way so you don't burn out, but you allow yourself to stay the course, get things done, honor your commitments, while also understanding that maybe it's no longer a long-term priority. Saturn is retrograde until December 10th, traveling back to about 8 degrees of Aries in your chart. So covering 14 to 8 degrees of Aries, bringing your attention to what has been beginning this year, and not only making decisions about it or establishing new boundaries, but also restructuring what is weak, perhaps understanding what you need more of, where the foundation can be improved. What are you building? How can it be improved? What can you bring in that you didn't see the first time around? And how can you also work with the pace of Saturn without getting frustrated, angry, or upset? Ultimately, the Saturn in Aries is supporting your new self-leadership, doing something new and different, maybe for the first time in your life, but supporting you in the courage to do something on your own, to know you can handle it, to know that you have the strength to move through any challenges that are presented. Saturn in Aries means there's things you do have to face on your own, and this can be difficult at times where you don't have the support you want or you're not able to lean on another. But this is also showing you what you're made of. Saturn rules the bones in our body, our spine, our teeth. It gives us strength as well to get stronger in our overall energy field, to become stronger in your aura, in your sense of self, in your capabilities, and to know that you can handle it even if it's more than you originally agreed to. So as Saturn stations retrograde, you might have some new insights into what needs to change, what needs to be removed, as well as what has been missing that you want to bring in and incorporate, especially through the second half of 2026. So with Saturn moving retrograde in Aries, be open to, again, what you can improve, understanding what was missing and what you're ready to bring in, and ultimately that Saturn is working with you. The time it takes is on your side. And even if it's not the pace of life you prefer and it's not moving ahead and bringing about the results you want right away, the effort and time is going to be worth it. Saturn brings reward. Saturn brings recognition. Saturn also allows you to become more of an authority in your own life. So do keep in mind that there's good things that are associated with Saturn. The hard work pays off and you get to see what you have invested in and why it's a good thing, why you stayed the course with it. So I hope this supports you in whatever you're noticing in your life, especially in the Aries house or houses in your chart. Saturn is requiring you to move slowly and be very mature with your commitments and time. But I hope this also helps you see what can be restarted and rebooted during the retrograde. As always, thank you so much for joining me. I'll be back with another video for you here on YouTube soon.